Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm Reptile, and I'm joined by Synergistic.
Hi, everybody.
And we got another episode of Mystery Commander Theater 100. This one was played on Spelltable, and I'm going to be playing Curious Control, Thrasios Vial Smasher. We have Gaspol on Winota stacks, and why don't you tell us about yours?
Yeah, so I'm playing Jodah, Archmage Eternal, which is a 5-color good stuff, and then we have Nate playing Magda, which is an artifact combo deck.
Nice. I will be going first. I have a pretty good hand. I have some ramp, I have Kinnan, I have a demonic tutor for the Basalt Monolith, and some protection, so I'm feeling really good about this one. Gaspol, unfortunate. This is a multi-4, and for a multi-4, it's not terrible. You know, ramp, Winota, coming out pretty slow, but at least you can play the game. Why don't you tell us about your hand, Synergistic?
Yeah, so my hand's kind of risky. I only have a 1-liner, but I do have a fish. I'm hoping to draw some cards of it. Some interaction on at least 2 dead cards with the Village Rites and the Eldrazi that I probably won't be able to cast because I don't have any creatures to sacrifice or the mana to play the Eldrazi. So on the risky side, Nate with Magda has a pretty good hand with a Cavern of Souls, which will make his commander uncounterable, Grafdigger's Cage that will stop the Winota deck, and Mox Amber. So he can, potentially do a lot of damage with his deck.
Yeah, looking to really ramp out. And if you would like to be featured in one of these videos, links to our social media will be in the description down below. Just hit us up on Discord, and we'd be happy to play with you. So let's, like I said, I'm going first. So let's see. Started out, Overgrown Tomb into the Ignoble Hierarch, probably no pregame action. So yeah, I'm feeling good about this. Now that you get it in a little bit of retrospect, Synergistic, what do you think about the hands and how they interact with each other?
I think these are 3 creature decks, so my gander with a fish was a really bad poor decision making on my end. So I will get punished by it severely. But it's also been a while since we've done kind of this audio. We've been doing a lot of the raw audio gameplay lately, so it's been a while since we've been commenting on it. Yeah. Let us know what you guys prefer. If you like to hear Reptile and I just talk shit, let us know.
Yeah, we'll skim over the game right before and then be like, all right, cool, we got this. But Cavern of Souls coming out. Looks like, and we did see the Mox Amber, so Nate could deploy this out, but choosing not to feed the fish, no real reason to.
Responsible player. I would, the fish and the Grafdigger's Cage, right? That's two plays you could have made on turn 1 from Nate.
Very true. Yes, and I believe Nate has good awareness because Gaspol on a multi-4, you're not really going to turbo out Winota, and he is unaware of the Kinnan in my hand. So don't really think that you have to think about, stopping the rolls that are coming. But honestly, in this deck, the rolls are not great. Kinnan's there mostly as a combo piece and a value engine to give you more mana to draw through Thrasios. So rolling with him is actually pretty bad.
Yeah, so on your turn 2, you play your commander, Thrasios, you could pass the turn. I pay for the fish in my upkeep, hoping that I will, draw a card. And then I believe I drew an Esper Sentinel, so I'm just going to go through an Esper Sentinel for my first turn, and then I drew a land. So yeah, I'm able to luckily get a land and then play Esper Sentinel. So, really counting on this draw engines to draw me some cards, otherwise it will be a sad game.
Someone please play a rock.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. And here, so in hindsight, we saw the game. We have an understanding of what's going on. Maybe we don't remember it fully, like me. But the Mystic Remora at this point, are you really going to keep investing into it? Like at this point, do you think it's something eventually these rocks are going to have to hit, or Winota's going to do something?
Yeah, you're kind of hoping that. I mean, I don't know if I had lands at this point in the game, so I would just pay for it. If I'm doing nothing with my mana. Because there's a chance I can just draw into cards. I do have a Force of Will in my hand, so I can interact with the game. But after Gaspol plays this, the fish is gone because he's playing as Spirits of the Labyrinth, so I can only draw 1 card per turn. So that fish is bye, goodbye, Felicia, get out of here.
Very true. Yeah, a lot of the times someone could really just hold off and all right, I'll give you 1, and then you're actually not able to draw through the Esper Sentinel either. So if they can decide to not pay and you just have to draw 1, that's pretty backbreaking too.
Yeah, exactly. So it is super unfortunate.
It is. And I will not feed you anymore because I really don't have too much to feed you with. But I dropped Kinnan, one of probably my favorite card. It's just goes great with this. So here the fish dies, and now I do not know what you drew, but given you did get 3 draws since your opening hand, so it might have been something different. I know you drew a land.
That's a sad pass.
Sad.
A shiny Esper Sentinel that's just looking down at a Magda.
You know, the glare on the camera actually makes it look really cool too.
It is pretty cool. It's kind of yellowish.
Yeah, it's got that green dot right in the middle. It's fit in the background with all these little worms. I don't know what those are in your playmat, to be honest with you, but Sticky Fingers comes out, and Esper Sentinel trigger. Will you draw one?
Will
Nate's
give me
really
the one.
contemplating.
Yeah. It's a tough economy here. Come on, man. Please. Please.
Please.
Nope.
It's like, nah. You got Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls is there to pay for the heuristic studies after it's done. After it's done casting your commander. That's what I use it for.
Yeah. So, and not only that, he's also gonna swing at me for 2, which I'll have to take because I'm not only do I not have menace, I wouldn't trade my Esper Sentinel either. So he will make 2 treasures, right? He'll make one from Magda and then one from the Sticky Fingers.
Yes, one from Magda being tapped, and then one from Magda connecting with through the attack. And here comes a Grafdigger's Cage. So, any chance that Gaspel had to maybe get out of this game on a multi-4 is just, it's not gone, but it's gonna be tough at this point. Winota's kind of turned off, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, he's still playing the game though. Like, he's played 2 lands and 2 spells, so he's staying on top of it, and it looks like he's playing another one here pretty soon too.
Very true, tapping out for mana. Always good to see instead of just the pass. Oh, and yeah, the Ornithopter hasn't came out yet, so
there you go.
A little bit more ramp. Unfortunately, a creature, so do not get anything off of this. And I decide now's the best time to rip it. Let's flash in the opposition agent.
Yeah, it kind of shuts down the Magda deck, right? They can't do as efficient searching anymore.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it can't search at all, and because I'll get it. So this turns off. In turn, the Grafdiggers turned off Gaspel, and my opposition agent turns off Nate. And since you have not been doing much this game, yeah, with the amount of cards in your hand,
I think I finally drew one.
Notably, you don't have black to fish with the village rights as well.
I do not, yeah, that's also
maybe cast the Esper Sentinel, but
oh boy,
you know what I'm going for. Basalt Monolith, and here I can just get the infinite mana and dump it right into Thrasios, and it'll be GG if nothing else was on the board and I paid attention. But as you'll see in a bit, we came to this I scooped. I was like, yeah, man, this is one of my best ones. But we're gonna go through a little counter war here. Force of Negation was shown in the opening hands, and the Force of Will that I had, hopefully enough to protect this. There's no other blue players at the table, and Synergistic is really down on cards.
Yeah. So I went for the Force of Negation, pitching the Swang Song. To this day, I still hate myself for this, because I clearly, I was just being greedy and I was trying not to waste as many cards because I'm extremely behind. I'm super relevant in this game. So I'm going to show this here, but I actually had a Force of Will, so I could have arranged it in such a way where I would pitch Force to 4s and then have a Swang Song up for any counter magic.
Okay.
So, but I'm just really bad at the game, and here we are. So
that's unfortunate.
We didn't go with this play. I allowed you to do that because I already committed to my initial play. So my Force of Will is still in my hand. So I'll let you go to this shenanigans.
Yeah. So as you can see, Spirit of the Labyrinth was shown on the board. I wish it were there in real life. Just popped up right in front of me. But I am actually unable to draw. So I cannot draw, but I can scry with Thrasios and put every land I own onto the battlefield tapped. And at this point with the scry, I only get 1 draw each turn. So I'm essentially able to just scry my deck after on the end step. So I will scry here, put whatever I want to the top, and at the very end of the next player's end step, or at the beginning of the next player's end step, I will scry, being unable to draw, and then kind of just leaving what I want at the top. I basically get a tutor every single turn. Yep. And I'm just going to go for Fierce Guardianship, for the free spells. I'm completely out of mana here. And you actually would have got me, because I had a Swan Song in my hand as well to try to interact with your Swan Song, but I did not have another blue. I was just kind of like, okay, I have enough for 1 counter spell, and everyone seems kind of behind. This is probably the time to go for it. But Nate, at this point, Might Servant of Loco, very rare card to see, but actually pretty good in Magda, just because of it being an artifact. It gives you treasures. all this. Opposition agent, unfortunately, they can't really make too many deals with anyone of like, okay, let me hit you, let me get something with treasures, so that way I can find something to deal with this. Because at this point, he is unable to search, so.
Yeah, we're kind of just dead men walking, to be quite frank. I mean, we can, you're searching, you're tutoring for, counter magic or ways to protect your win or kill, the Spirit of the Labyrinths. So, I commend Nate for trying to do something with his turn. I just drew my card past. I knew I'm dead.
Just like, oh, yep, that does it. I mean, there is also the possibility where maybe they could have worked together, since you saw you did have a Force of Will. And you did show that earlier to the table, where it's like, okay, I'll play this non-creature and I'll let you draw. So that way we, or maybe something else, but it's pretty tough when it's on the board, because at any point I could just respond and wait out your interaction just by untapping Basalt through my lands. I think I got about 15 of those, so it's going to be pretty tough.
That is very true.
So Gaspel, the Giga Chad he is, Multifor still finds a way to make me think about this and screw me over, because I was thinking about just getting Psych Rift, and he was either I said it or apparently he was on the same plane, but he plays Sanctum Prelate on 2, so now I have to find another way out of this. So
yeah, I mean, it also shows closest. It also locks down like Tainted Pact. There's a lot of spells that are 2 mana cost, so it's a good choice just generally. But yeah, Cyclonic Grip, it's a good way to stop you from here. I think you just activate Thrasios and go for Lightning Bolt, which will deal with the Sanctum Prelate.
Yes. So just activate it at the end step, get the Lightning Bolt, and from this point on, just bolt the Sanctum, or not the Sanctum Prelate, the Spirit of the Labyrinth, because at that point I can draw my deck, and then you can go off from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I try to think I'm playing the game, and I try to force a will. Lightning Bolt, even though you have like a gazillion kind of spells in hand. As for triggers, but you have infinite mana.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's at that point, like, it's good that you play it out. Otherwise, you might as well just scoop. You might as well just make me go through the lines. Maybe I mess up. Maybe I just forget there's something else that's stopping me, and then I have to pass and let everyone get a turn to do something.
Yeah, so you just kind of go through the lines here. So you Lightning Bolt the Spirit of the Labyrinths. That's dead. And then at that point, you can now draw more cards. So you're going to start drawing, your deck. I think you can loop with Endurance, or you can just draw your deck and just play Thassa's Oracle and just kind of win. That's kind of shown. Yes,
I have Endurance in hand, just in case there's some way to get me and force me to draw a card, so that way I don't lose, and then I'll just go through the loop again. But yeah, at this point, having access to infinite mana, every land on the board, it really needed to be done in that time frame, and even then, just fishing for free counter magic. I felt pretty lucky this game, honestly.
Yeah, honestly,
I got really lucky you misplayed. I don't think I would have won this one, but
yeah, bro. Gaspel did more with 4 cards than I did with 7, plus whatever I drew of Esper Sentinel. He was more impactful that game.
Yeah, this is one of the rare games where, going for the fish and really relying on the fish doesn't pay off. Oftentimes, it really is the best for me. So.
Yeah, usually if I see a fish turn 1, I'm keeping that hand if I have 1 or 2 lands, because that's usually most people cannot pay for early on, and most people will also just play greedy, at least from my experience. So I don't know. I'm sure there's responsible people like Nate out there that don't play cards or just don't want me to draw cards.
I think a lot of the times I'm more inclined to feed a fish if you molt down aggressively, because I know it's not as big of a problem. Otherwise, it's just like, I got a really good 7 and a fish. Like, I might as well, you're going to make it better. But if someone molds down to, say, like 5 or 4, and then I'm willing to play a little bit greedy, not feed it too much to get them back in the game, but I'll throw 1 or 2 at it. It's not bad.
Sure. Well, close and touch on this game. I mean, from my point of view, good job on your victory. I think Gaspel MVP. He stopped you with the 4 cards he had. I think he had the most impact on the board to stop you. I don't think Nate interacted with you as much, and my counter spells were crap. So, it was good on Gaspel to showcase Winota. Even being last and 1 to 4 had a more impactful than decks in the board.
Agreed. Yeah, just the strength and it really shows the card quality in Winota that you can mull down to 4 and still draw these bombs, because that wasn't in the opening hand. I don't think there wasn't not a Spirit of the Labyrinth, there wasn't a Sanctum Prelate, just showing the overall power. And I didn't get to, Curious Control, I didn't feel like I really controlled much. I guess I just kind of, I felt like a turbo deck at that point, but going first and good luck. We'll do that.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for watching us. If you like our content and would like to support us, don't forget to drop a like and a sub. If you have any thoughts on the game or things we could have done differently, leave us your thoughts in the comments. We'll read to them and we'll reply. As Reptile said, if you want to play games with us, feel free to join our Discord. We're happy to play with pretty much anybody. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching and stay basic.
Yeah, keep it basic.